What is going on, guys? Lildogdog here, and today I'm bringing you an up-to-date 1-to-1 ratio quest guide for part 3 of the Once Upon a Time mini quest, Fortunes. This is the third installment, hence part 3 in this mini quest, and I do have the guides for the first 2 installments on my channel if you haven't done those yet. They are requirements for this quest. If you haven't already, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, comment on this video if you enjoyed it. If you didn't like it or you don't like my shilling, leave a dislike because the algorithm is going to give you what you want, you know? Basically, that's it. This is a mini quest, so I'm going to stop wasting your time. Let's just get right into it. As stated, the quest requirements for this mini quest are to have completed Once Upon a Time Part 1, Foreshadowing, and Once Upon a Time Part 2, Flashback. Those are available on my channel. There are no skill requirements for this quest, and there are no items which are specifically needed for this quest. However, you should have about 5 open inventory spaces at least. To start this quest, you're going to want to make your way to Closure Study by going through Death's Hourglass north of the Drainer Lodestone. From the Lodestone, you're going to want to walk north and enter Death's Hourglass. And then once you get into Death's area here, you're going to want to run north and then enter Closure's Study on the northeast wall. From within Closure Study, you're going to want to run north all the way through the queue here and talk to Closure, who can be found standing in his office. Upon talking to Closure, he's going to let you know, like, hey, it's probably time we start writing your autobiography or your biography, so accept the quest. That's what we're here to do. So in talking about him, you're like, why are you already writing my biography? And he's like, well, you're gonna die eventually, so we kind of gotta get started. There's a lot to write about, so it's easier for me if we start now. Eventually, somehow, I can't even honestly remember how it gets to the point. You guys start talking about Relomia and how you can make her biography a little better and give her what she wants, and like and how do you stop the negatives that she's been bringing about? And you guys come up with the idea that maybe setting her up with a quest would be a pretty cool idea. She just wants to be like us, a hero. So a quest would probably scratch that itch and maybe get her to stop being a piece of hot garbage. So you guys eventually come up with the idea that you need to design a quest for her, as you've done in the past with Violet and that other kid in Ardoin near Sears Village. Cerulean Rising, something like that. I don't know. Um, But eventually he's like, yeah, let's start with a quest giver. I'm going to grab some people who die eventually and bring them in the room just to the south. So we're going to run south into the room here with the queue. And the first person we're going to talk to is Zanuck, who can be found standing just outside the line. Zanuck ain't happy to see you. It's like every time I see you, things go wrong. So unfortunately, I am not going to help you. I got to figure out how to get out of here. So it's time to move on. We're going to talk to Sir Tiffy, just to the, well, it's really west, but a little north. And you're going to ask Sir Tiffy the same thing. Can you help me with the quest? And he's like, well, when I was alive, I'd have been all about that. But I'm dead, so no. And that leaves us with one last person to possibly give out the quest, which is Ariane. Now, you'd be thinking, it's got to be Ariane, right? Who gives us the quest? She shoots us down hard as well. Sent me back to my high school days. Once you get denied by everybody, run north and talk to Closure once again. And this is like talking to the teacher when you can't get a group in high school. You're going to have to group up with teacher. Sorry, we've all been there. So talk to Closure, and Closure's like, all right, I guess I'll bring in another teacher, Death, who can possibly help us, but you're going to need to guilt trip him into helping us. So you're like, Death, my dude, make a quest for Relomia. He's like, why would I do that? I have enough going on. I'm busy. And then you're going to guilt trip him and be like, remember when we helped? So you're going to choose the first gen option, Icthlaren. You saved him from Slisk. And the person you saved was Death himself, because he nearly died to Slisk. And once you get those shot options correct, he's like, all right, I guess I guess I owe you a favor, so I'll help. And then you decide that you're going to set up a little quest for her in the woods, just northwest of Death's Hourglass. They're like, you could get some scarecrows, set them up, make her have to think she's got to sneak past these enemies, and then I don't know. We'll figure it out from there. But that's probably a good start. So why don't you go and get those scarecrows from the wheat field just to the southeast of the lodestone? So we're gonna do that. There's a wheat field just southeast of the lodestone. So it's honestly probably quicker to home teleport, especially if you have quick teleports. It's easier. But for some reason, I ran south and like exited as a normal person does each time. So run south and exit the study, and then run south and exit via Death's Hourglass. All right, from here you're gonna want to run southeast into the wheat field. And from within the wheat field, you're going to want to collect 3 spooky scarecrows. These are the ones that have the green heads. The pumpkin head scarecrow apparently is not spooky. I would disagree. So you can't collect it. You need the other ones. Once you've got your third scarecrow collected, you're going to want to go just northwest of Death's Hourglass. And we need to place these scarecrows down in this area. So run north to the woods. And once you're there, you're going to see these little markers. They look like signposts. Click on the signpost to place all 3 scarecrows. And once you've done that, we need to go back into Death's Hourglass and make our way all the way to Closure's study. Enter the Hourglass, and then you're going to want to run north, and then enter Closure's study on the northeast wall. Run north through the queue and talk to Closure. And it is at this point that they're like, all right, so you've got the bad guys set up, but now we need to actually set up a goal for the reward. Why is Relomia walking past these bad guys? And Death's like, well, she could be retrieving like a stolen weapon or something. And you guys roll with that idea. So he's going to give you this sword that he confiscated. And now you need to go put it out back at the Scarecrows. Would have been a lot easier to do this the first time, Death. Thank you for speaking up. So once again, I exited the study by running because I have no foresight and didn't realize it'd be faster to just teleport. So you can do either or. If you're running, run south, exit the study and Hourglass to return to the woods outside. Now what we're going to do here is run west to the furthest Scarecrow that we placed down, and there's going to be a signpost just behind it, and you're going to want to place the sword by clicking on that signpost, similar to how you did by placing the Scarecrows. Once you click on the signpost and have the sword placed, you're going to want to return to Closure Study the same way we have been, through the hourglass and through the door. Now you're going to want to run north and talk to Closure. And now that you've got the quest all set up, it's going to be time to actually go and find Relomia and convince her to partake in this quest. Where do you even start with that, you might think? Well, probably where the quest even started, which is the Jolly Boar Inn in Varrock, because she has a bit of an alcohol problem. So we're going to go to the Jolly Boar Inn located just north of the Varrock Lodestone. We're going to get there by home teleporting to Varrock. And once you arrive at the Lodestone, run north and enter the Blue Moon Inn. Talk to the bartender. You may have to actually walk all the way up to the bar, as I did, to be able to speak with him. And he's going to tell you that he hasn't seen her, so you should probably just move on. So, next we're going to go to the Jolly Boar Inn, which is located just east of the Infernal Source dig site, outside the Varrock walls. So, that's northeast to the Blue Moon Inn, and I'll see you there. Once you get into the bar, make your way all the way south to the back where the bar is actually located and speak to the bartender. The bartender is going to tell you that Relomia was here, but she got kicked out because she was causing a lot of trouble. Surprise, surprise. He says she's probably at another bar, and there's one other bar in Varrock which we haven't gone to, located in the southeast corner. So we're going to go and enter the southeast bar. To make your way through that gate and into the bar, you'll find Relomia in the southwest corner of the bar. You're going to want to talk to her. And she's just like, "What do you want? You already make my life awful. I'm so jealous of you. Get away from me." So she pushes you away. After she pushes you, talk to her again, and now all of a sudden she's real receptive to the idea of the quest. You have to do a little bit of convincing as to like what's in it for her, but you tell her that she can get a little bit of the third chat option, forbidden knowledge, and boom, she's easily convinced. She'll meet you there. Now we're going to home teleport to Draenor once again. And well, your character did say that he would meet her there. She is not going to be present. We actually have to enter Death's Hourglass and speak to Closure once again. So follow that same process going into Death's Hourglass and then into Closure's study by going through the door on the northeast wall. Talk to Closure, and it'll prompt you and ask if you're ready to help Relomia with the quest. Choose the first chat option, yes. And now Relomia is present. So talk to Relomia, and you'll basically agree that it's time to start the quest. Death's going to pop up, indicate, like, hey, I've had this powerful artifact stolen. The hero here wasn't good enough to get it back. I've specifically requested your help. Can you please get it for me? She's gonna, agree because she likes rewards and wants to be a hero. And then she'll begin the quest, really not knowing anything about what she's supposed to do because she wasn't listening. So you're going to want to follow her, and she's going to walk basically up to all 3 scarecrows that you placed. Every time she stops, just click on her. Closure will chime in and talk about how dangerous these enemies are, which are the scarecrows. Basically, she's not going to hear it, and she's just going to destroy the scarecrows. So continue to follow her through, clicking through the dialogue options and speaking to Relomia every single time that she stops. She'll get the sword, and that's really not a satisfying end to the quest for her. So you guys continue to talk. She's laughing about like how easy it was and hopefully saying that you didn't steal the scarecrows, and it's going to pop in your head that you should probably make the quest a little better and fight her because there needs to be a hero. So your character pretends to freak out and is like, "You fell for it." Yeah. So eventually, after this dialogue ends here, you're going to be fighting Relomia. It's important for this quest that you equip her wand and set an air spell as your main attack. I don't know if you have to, but it'll keep prompting you that you don't have a right spell selected. So it is an air wand. So just equip an air spell so that you can actually fight her. Keep in mind you are not intended to win this fight. It prompted you that there would be a safe death. She will just continue to heal through any damage that you do. The fight will take a little bit, just long enough for her to knock down your health. Once you've died, you'll be teleported back to the Hourglass, where Relomia is going to be granted her reward of gold, as well as her incomplete biography provided to her by Closure, which she just really doesn't care about at all. She just wants the money, and she says that and teleports away. You get a little prompt here, and then you are returned to Closure's study, where they heal you back to full health. Once back in the study, you're going to want to talk to Closure, and you'll go through a little rundown on the success of the quest, and that is quest complete. As I stated in the beginning, if this video was helpful to you, please leave a like, subscribe, comment. It is all super beneficial to my channel. It makes me feel real good about myself and encourages me to keep making content. Check out my other videos if you don't already use my quest guides. They're one-to-one, easy to follow along with. And check out my Twitch because I'll be streaming this fall.